President Donald Trump demanding an apology. And I really need your thoughts on this because at the Washington National Cathedral, there was a service that was part of the inaugural festivities. And I don't know if day one of a presidential administration is an appropriate time for a minister to wade into the most controversial aspects of that administration. And what I'm asking you, is this appropriate? Is it appropriate in front of the new administration to say, hey, you're scaring people. You're scaring America. You're scaring gay and lesbian and transgender people. You're villainizing immigrants. Is it appropriate? 651-461-9226. I want you to listen to what this former rector from Minneapolis. Important to know that this bishop is with the Episcopal Church. This is not a Catholic church. This is not an evangelical Christian. This is an Episcopal minister, Reverend Mary Ann Buddy. And here is the first part of what she said. And I think most of you are going to think this is okay.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. You make your point. You're not overt. You're still in the spiritual humanity prayer inaugural moment vibe. I'm fine with that. You made your point. We get it. And then she got more specific.
There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors.
Donald Trump's reaction to this is as absurd as you would expect. Asking for an apology. He says, I didn't think it was a good service at first, and they could do much better. And then overnight on Truth Social, which, by the way, somebody take the phone away from Donald Trump in the overnight hours. I personally have a post 11 p.m. No good things happen if I post things on social media, which is why you should follow me at DeRusha J on Twitter and Blue Sky and Threads and Facebook and whatever. This is one of us. This is a Minneapolis rector. And then Trump says she brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone, not compelling, not smart. Apart from her inappropriate statements, the service was very boring. She is not very good at her job. I mean, as always. As much as I think she went too far, then when Trump responds like this, it makes me say, well, like, she was fine. She was fine. Trump has to take it into crazy town every single time. Let's talk to Linda in Champlin. She is on the CCO Talking text line, 651-461-9226. Linda, is this appropriate? What do you think?
Absolutely. If not now, when? And when he wants to separate...
How about the second week? How about the second week of administration? Why on the first day?
Because she had his attention.
Yeah. Boy, that's Linda. You're exactly right. That's exactly right. She saw her moment, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because Trump's not coming back to the well, he's
No.
probably not coming back to the National Cathedral. I mean, he's a
No.
very godly man, but I don't, he'll tell you that, but I don't know that he's going to be coming back to the cathedral. You think it was just her opportunity? Do you think it took? Do you think she was worried about that? Because you do interject yourself into this combination of like religion and politics.
No, he's the Teflon man. Nothing sticks to him.
Wow. All Linda does is spit facts. It's all you do. Linda, thank you for listening. Thank you for calling. Linda's right. 651-461-9226. Appropriate is a slippery slope argument, Jason. Really? Why point out she's Episcopal and not Catholic or evangelical? Okay. Glad you asked. I mean, first of all, a Catholic or evangelical pastor might have a very different view on these politics. So much of the reaction to this has been, well, she's just driving people away from the church. This is just a wedge. This is in a time when I think a lot of us agree that we could use a little more God in our lives. We could use a little more true spirit of forgiveness, of taking care of the poor, of everything that the positive side that religion brings to the table. I do think that the Episcopal Church is different, right? Like this is very much like I go to a Catholic church in Maple Grove. They don't really talk about current events or current policy necessarily. In the evangelical church, they do. Like this is well within the norm of what her church would be expected to do. Karen in St. Paul is on the CCO Talk and Text line. Karen, thanks for calling in. The texters overwhelmingly supportive of this Episcopal, this Episcopal bishop speaking her truth to power. What do you think?
Well, I'm just commenting back to you on you saying Trump brought it to crazy town, but I'm not sure you skipped right over the idea that she brought it to crazy town.
Well, tell me what you think about that. Why do you think she? I mean, I think the premise
Well,
of this is I'm saying that I think she went too far.
Well, then can we just say he went too far?
We could, but come on.
But
Come
no.
on, Karen. Listen to his words in the middle of the night, which, by the way, like, how good are your arguments in the middle of the night when you're posting them on social media? Mine are pretty bad, usually fueled by overtiredness and or tequila. So he says, and he doesn't drink, so I'm not implying that. He says she's not very good at her job. She and her church owe the public an apology. He called her a so-called bishop and a radical left hardline Trump hater.
Okay, well, what would you expect his response to be?
Well, maybe less of being that. What do you think? What did she say that to you was over the line or was too far?
I think the whole thing was inappropriate. It was a nice start. I agree with you,
Yeah.
but it was inappropriate, and it did sound a little crazy to me for the circumstance she was in.
It was that timing that's for me. Like, I have no issue with her having a view on that and speaking her view, but to me, the timing of it at a prayer service designed to talk about unity, designed to celebrate a new administration, to pray for a new administration, to me, it felt a little too much like, hey, here's what I think about things.
I would never go into a situation with that being my agenda and expecting to walk away with it unremarkable. Absolutely not. I'm prepared for everything you say to me, and if I was to get up to speak to everybody, that was so inappropriate on the timing, we all agree.
Yeah.
Well, buck up. Get ready.
Karen, thank you. I appreciate it. 651-461-9226. Texters overwhelmingly disagree with Karen and me. So I'll share some of your feedback and welcome you in the conversation. 651-461-9226 here on Drive Time.